We got a question earlier this week from Julian. He wrote us on WhatsApp and basically asking about this 801 euro everyone with a tax ID can get for free in capital gains. I'm gonna explain to you in a second what I mean. Let me just read this. Let me just read what he asked so we all know what we're speaking about. So he said, I quote, "So if I invest 1,000 into the market and it appreciates to 1,801 euros, I would need to sell my entire position to have realized the full gains of 801 euro. Is that right? Selling only 801 euro is not the same thing, right?" Okay, so what are we speaking about? Before I answer the question, so just that everybody knows, everyone with a tax ID, with a German tax ID, so basically everyone, because even small children, when they're born, they get a tax ID. Everyone gets a tax ID. Can get 801 euros of capital gains free per year. And so this is for single people and children and stuff, and married couples can do this both. So if you have joint accounts, of course, then you have 1,602 euros because you're two people. What does this mean? 801 euros free in capital gains. This means everything that would be taxed with a 25% tax rate, this is basically the rule of thumb, can be free. So no working income, because this is taxed up to 42%. No rental income, this is also taxed up to 42%. If you're interested in taxes on investments, to distinguish what is taxed in which way, so also what falls into this 801 euro category, we have a video on our YouTube channel in the investing series. So for everyone who's watching the replay, we will link it in this video. But what counts for the 801 euro now? It's interest rate, that's 25% taxes. It's dividends, that's 25%. It's capital gains from selling stocks or bonds or ETFs or mutual funds. So all these things are tax-free up to 801 euro. How do you get this? How do you secure your free money? You have to tell the bank where you are. You have to tell them your tax ID so you don't get it automatically. When you open an account without telling them your tax ID, they deduct taxes for the very first euro. So this is important. You can also, if you have multiple bank accounts, you can split these 801 euros across multiple banks. Not a problem as well. Every bank should have a form of how much of this 801 euro you want with this bank. But be careful when you split these 801 euros. You can't do more. So you can do 802 euros in combination across all banks for all your accounts. Because then you try to avoid taxes, and that's not fun here in Germany. So that's an offense. I don't think it's a criminal offense, but at least an administrative offense. So you might have to pay a fine. So don't do it. Just stay in your 801 euro. Okay, so now everyone knows what we're talking about. Now, to come to Julian's question. So his example was he buys something for 1,000 euro and it appreciates to 1,801 euros. So exactly his free capital gains. Now, and his question was, does he need to sell everything, or is it just efficient enough or sufficient enough if he sells 801 euro? And the question is no, you need to sell everything. Because if you sell the complete 1,801 euros, then you have realized 801 euro in capital gains. Let's make the opposite example a little easier so everyone understands. Let's say you buy something for 1,000 euro and it depreciates to 2,000, so it's a little easier. So how much is your capital gain? 1,000 euro. All right. So let's just say out of the 2,000 you have right now in your bank account, you sell 1,000, your initial investment, or the capital gains you had. Then only 500 of this, so half, because you sell half, so half the capital gains is your taxable capital gains. Hopefully this is clear now. If not, let me know in chat. So when you sell half of the gains are capital gains, the other half would be considered your initial investment, and that means in this example, Julian, you would still have 301 euros of capital gains left. If you sell your entire 2,000 euro position, then you have 199 euros that will be taxed with 25%. So Julian, hopefully you're watching this, or maybe I'll send it to you afterwards on WhatsApp, but here's your long answer.